This week I only spent $30 on groceries, and it's not because I'm trying to be extreme or do some sort of challenge. It's because I've already done the work. Over time, I've built up what I call a working pantry, and instead of just buying more and more food, I actually use it. So this week I'm going to show you exactly how I shop my freezer and pantry and turn it into meals, and why this approach has honestly been the best form of financial security that I have found, especially during these times. So when I say I've done the work, what I actually mean is that I've built up a buffer of food over time of things that we actually eat. Nothing extreme, nothing over the top, just things that I see on special, or if there's a bit of extra room in the budget. The key difference in how I do this, and I just don't think this is talked about enough, this isn't a separate stockpile that just sits there. It is a part of our actual pantry that we use through and rotate and replace all the time. Because if you're not using what you've got, it eventually just turns into clutter and food waste. And one of my pet peeves is food waste. It's just so disrespectful to all of the resources and the people and the work and everything that has gone into creating the food. As a little side note, I do have various items in here that I wouldn't have otherwise purchased, like these monster noodles and the flavored pretzels and things. You can check out my trolley haul videos to see how I end up with bulk items of like chips and crackers and shelf items, and it has helped me just get some extra things into the pantry and some treats for the kids that I wouldn't have otherwise bought. So I actually really love weeks like this where I don't really buy too many groceries. I get to declutter the freezer and the pantry a little bit, just use through what we've got and know that things are getting eaten and rotated. And if I find things that we're not eating, I will pass them on to other people who will. And honestly, this is where having a bit of a pantry buffer really shines, because on these sorts of weeks where I just want to put money towards other things, I know we've got plenty of stuff here and I really just don't need to stress about food. So rather than doing a full shop, I just grabbed a few specific things that we needed to fill in the gaps, and everything else came from what we already have. So this week I thought I would bring you along and show you what it looks like in real life. So I'm just going to go through my freezer and my pantry and pull out some ideas of foods that we can have next week, because I don't really want to spend much on groceries next week either. I feel like we've got plenty here to get on with, and again, I would rather put my money towards other things and get on top of some other things. So let's go. Let's start with lunches. I, at the moment, am eating these avocado bits that I've frozen up. So let's pull out some avocado. I am having avocado on crackers with a little bit of cheese and some salt. So that's my lunch sorted. For the kids, I got some bread rolls from my daughter. Plenty of ham in there. My son loves ham sandwiches for work. So it's a loaf of bread. So ham and rolls and sandwiches and things for the kids for school and work. So that'll keep them happy. Got plenty of cereal and milk there for brekkies, so that's done. I've got some chicken that needs to be cooked up. So I might cook up a kilo of all these chicken wings and things, and then I'll break it up, put it in a container, and we can use that for wraps and whatever else throughout the week. We will do a pizza night one night. That's probably going to be Sunday night as our fake out night. So I've got some diced ham for the pizza. I have also got sausages in the freezer that we could eat. Heaps of frozen veg in there, so I could even turn some of that chicken into a stir fry. We've got a stir fry sauce and some rice. So I think we have plenty, and there's still plenty more in the freezer if I change my mind or we want something different or there's not enough. We really don't need to buy anything. I've got plenty of butter there. I've got about half a block of cheese. As I said, there's plenty of milk. We've also got potatoes and onions. Another really easy meal is to throw a few potatoes into the air fryer for 40 minutes, 20 minutes either side. Fry up some onions and some diced bacon, a bit of butter, and load up your potatoes. That's a really easy, cheap meal. For an after-school snack, my daughter is really enjoying carrots with hummus at the moment, and there's some strawberries there. So I think we have plenty. I also forgot to mention what I've been having for an afternoon snack. I've got these frozen portions of acai, which I got in the trolley hauls as well. So you can see these boxes here. They are each 5 kilo boxes of frozen acai, which came in trolleys. They're designed for like cafes and stuff like that. So that's why I freeze them up into portions. So I just have one portion each afternoon with some oats, and that is my afternoon snack. So I've got plenty of that to get on with as well. So this is what prepping looks like to me, not just hoarding food and letting it collect dust and not using it, but just building everyday systems that make life easier. So let me know in the comments, is this how you function as well in your household, or do you do things a little differently? Let us know.